Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a tier list video. Today I'm going to be ranking all of Hypixel's games, and just a quick note, these are all my opinion, and if you disagree, that's fine. You can even make a comment and tell me your ranking on these games. In fact, I will leave a link to this in the description if you want to make your own. We're going to start out with the arcade games. The arcade games definitely get an A from me. I mean, they're very unique, there's so many of them. And it's overall really fun to just hop into a random arcade game that you probably haven't played and chill out. Our next game is going to be Arena Brawl. Personally, I never really got into Arena Brawl, so I'm going to give it a D. Arena Brawl was just really hard to understand, but it seems like a pretty unique game mode. So, if any of you guys know how to play Arena Brawl, I mean, I'd be down to learn. But for now, I'm going to put it in the D category. Next up we have Bed Wars, one of the most famous games on Hypixel. It's currently the second most popular game, but it was the most popular for quite a while, only being overtaken by Skyblock, so I'm going to put this in the A tier. Next up we have Build Battle. The reason I love this game so much is because of its creative nature with the building portion, but also its competitive nature due to it being a battle, so I'm gonna put it in the A category. And next, we have this beautiful game, which I will always love and remember, Crazy Walls. Now, if you haven't heard, within the last week, Crazy Walls was removed from the Hypixel network due to it being very dead. There weren't many players still playing. I would play a game maybe every week, but I didn't play that often. One of the main reasons I love Crazy Walls is that you need a combination of luck and skill to win the game. You need to have the game sense to know what to buy, but you also have to hope that you get the items that you need from the lucky blocks. I think that this is a really cool element, combined with how they hide chests around. You have to learn their locations, and there's many different metas that you can go for. There's kits that give you armor, there's kits that give you better swords, there's upgrades that you can buy that allow you to craft ender pearls or sharp books. It's really an amazing game, so I'm gonna have to put this at S tier. While this isn't a popular opinion, this is my opinion. I really love Crazy Walls. The next game that we have on the tier list is Cops and Crims. Now this game, it's not my favorite, but I think it's a pretty decent game mode. I'm gonna have to rank it C because I'm personally not that interested in it. However, it does have a cool resource pack, which I think adds to the game, and it is pretty competitive, especially with some friends. Next up we have Duels, which is one of the most important and essential game modes on any server. The ability to duel your friends, grind out some wins, or duel that toxic Skywars player who says they're better than you at the end of a match. It's pretty essential. So I'm gonna have to rate this A tier. Next up we have Mega Walls, and I really love Mega Walls because there's so many different kits that you can level up, the combination of different kits against a team, it's just amazing. There's so many different elements to the game, but overall, as you can see by the profile picture, it's the withers that really matter. It's almost like Bed Wars, so I'm gonna have to rank it at A. I mean, I think it's a really competitive mode, and it's not as popular now, but I think it's still really fun to play. The next game mode we have is Murder Mystery. I think that this is a really cool game mode, and there's multiple different modes to it. You can play Assassins, you can play Normal, you can play Infection. I think that it's a really cool concept, and I'm gonna put it at B. I would put it higher, but when it first came out, everyone was playing it, and I honestly played it a little too much, got a bit tired of it, and now it's kind of sitting in the middle for me. Next up we have Paintball, a creative mode that combines throwing paintballs at each other into power-ups that can completely eliminate a team or keep you alive. I think that this game mode deserves to be in the A tier. Next up we have Quakecraft. I know a lot of people that sweat this game, and it's basically just about reactions and how fast you can shoot someone, turn around, or dodge a bullet. It's a pretty fun game mode, but for me personally, I don't really like grinding it. I'm gonna have to put it at a C tier for me. Next up we have Blitz Survival games. It's Hypixel's own version of the regular survival games, but in this mode, there's different kits, there's different perks, and, most importantly, there's a Blitz Star. And if you haven't heard, the Blitz Star allows you to do power-ups that allow you to instantly kill some random person via the roulette power-up. Or you can get overpowered supplies, or even make everyone blind. I really love Blitz because it's a creative take on an old game that everyone loves. So I'm gonna put this as S tier. Next up, we have the most renowned game on the server. One that nobody was expecting, but then it suddenly released during last summer. All of a sudden, Hypixel had shown us 6 months of work on this new game mode, and it blew up. Now being one of the most popular games on the server, I've got to rank it at S tier. I love playing this, and while you either really love it or really hate it, I think most players can agree that it has changed Hypixel forever. Next up we have Smash Heroes, one of the games that I used to play all the time. Recently, I haven't played it. In fact, I haven't played it in a while. Unfortunately, my computer was being weird with the downloadable texture pack, and it just wasn't working out for me. But I didn't really miss it that much, as I wasn't a huge fan of it. But I think that it's still a pretty creative game mode that turns you into a superhero where you battle others for either good or evil. For this tier list, I'm going to rank it at D. Mostly because I haven't played it recently, but I think it is a really cool game. And the next game mode is Speed UHC. As it sounds, it's a quicker UHC. While it doesn't have custom crafts, and it can take a while to get used to it, I think it is a pretty important game on the server, and I'm going to rank it at the B tier. Something that I wish was a little different is if the Speed UHC coins were separate from the UHC coins, because whenever I want to get something from Speed UHC, I remember that I could get something for UHC, and it's really difficult to play UHC if you don't have the correct crafts, so oftentimes I see myself trying to max out the UHC store instead of spending any coins on Speed UHC. Coming up next, we have the TNT games. This is essentially a collection of games built around TNT. They're all really creative and unique, and I'm gonna put this at A tier. From TNT Run to PvP Run, TNT Tag, and of course, Bow Spleef. This lobby is really fun because you have so many different games to choose from. Although you might not have been a fan of, the last video, I feel like Turbo Kart Racers is truly unique. I remember when it first came out, everyone was playing it, and it is a really fun and unique game mode. But most people just see it as a meme nowadays, which it kind of is, but I'm still gonna rank it at B tier. I think it's a great game, and honestly, it gets a little too much hate. Next up, we have UHC, and I think you guys know where I'm gonna put this one. It's gonna be at the S tier. UHC is one of my favorite games. There's so many reasons to love it. It's a highly competitive game where if you lose health, then it's very hard to get it back. Heads give you all these custom crafts that you can make powerful items out of, and you're challenged with your decision making, as you're not sure if you should try and get better crafts or save it for healing. Next up, we have Vampire Z, a classic game which has been decently popular over the years. There's still at least 50 to 100 people playing. I think that it's fun to go in every once in a while and see if you can survive all the way through. I'm gonna have to rank this at B tier. Now this next one, I'm not sure exactly what game this is. I mean, it's got the layout of the walls, so I might have to assume that that's the walls, as we have had a lot of classic games. Hopefully that's right. If it's not, make sure to leave in the comments what it is. But yeah, for the walls, I mean, it's a classic game. It's helped Hypixel get to where it is. I'm gonna put it at B. And finally, we have Warlords, a game that I haven't really played in ages. I mean, I played it back when I first started Hypixel, but I haven't played it much recently. In fact, I probably haven't played it since those days. I couldn't play it for a while because of the texture pack, just some issue with my computer. But, you know, it's a unique game. I just haven't had much experience, so I'm gonna have to put it at D. This is my tier list for Hypixel games. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Remember that these are my opinions, so yours would probably be much different. I'll leave a link to this in the description if you want to fill it out for yourself. And I will be posting this to Twitter after this video goes live, so anyone who wants to flame me there, feel free. Have a nice day, guys.